Now, speaking of flooding the zone, let's see if this one can. Yeah, okay, hold on. All right. For those of you who don't remember, this is Miranda Devine. Miranda Devine, I think, wrote the big Hunter Biden book. She wrote Laptop from Hell. She wrote the book called Laptop from Hell. And I would like to remind everyone that she has never laid eyes on this laptop, ever. Ever. She's never seen the fucking thing. She's seen files from a hard drive named laptop that Rudy Giuliani's lawyer allegedly got from John Paul McIsaac, the guy with the Mac place, from a wet laptop that he managed to pull, 216 gigs of stuff off of 245 gigs of stuff off of a laptop with a hard drive that only holds 200 gigs of stuff. And then all of those things were categorized into folders by Rudy Giuliani. So all the files were messed with, things were added, stuff was deleted. And then that hard drive was called laptop, and then they passed that around. And she wrote her book based on that. And Hunter Biden's kicking ass and taking names right now. So it was very effective. This is, by the way, now she's jumping in. Miranda Devine, the radical left is on the wrong side of common sense and humanity. Okay, the radical anything is on the wrong side of common anything because that's what defines being a radical. You're a writer. You should know that sentences like that are fucking stupid. Let's see.
Moving on to yesterday's deadly shooting of Catholic school children attending Mass in Minneapolis early yesterday morning. The killing rampage left 2 kids dead, 17 others injured. Do
you think they covered the Walmart, El Paso shooting the same way? You guys remember the El Paso shooting? All these are bad. And again, no matter what the root of a mass shooting is, it's as far as the ideology allegedly or whatever their fucking manifesto says, it's all ego. It's a self-involved, egomaniacal asshole who thinks they matter more than anybody else. So, I'm forgetting, yeah, there you go. Patrick Crucius killed 23 people. At 23 fucking people at the El Paso Walmart. Do you think they did wall-to-wall fucking coverage of the shooter, knowing full well that he was like, it was caused by the Great Replacement theory shit? Nope.
Is investigating the horrific crime as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics, to which Miranda Devine writes in the New York Post.
Hang on. So insofar as I know, the shooter is born male, identifies as trans. I feel reasonable to call bullshit, but whatever. That it may just be them playing with stuff and saying whatever they want. Had basically a fuck Trump attitude in their documents because he wasn't going far enough. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And he was had this big anti-Jew, anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist stuff that you hear on the fucking campuses and shit like that. All basically justifications for the fact they were going to shoot a fucking bunch of kids. But the main thing of it was, interestingly enough, not really about Catholics. Right? There wasn't a lot about Catholics per se in there. It was odd. It seemed like this asshole was going to go just to churches or religious schools, all of them, and the Catholic church where their mother worked for a while, where his mother worked, was just an obvious first target. But a lot of these people do themselves in afterwards because they picture what it's going to be like. They think it's going to be like a fucking video game. And then when they see what actual death looks like, it's traumatic and they kill themselves. Even Crucius, the guy in El Paso, like he's a fucking basket case. He turned himself in to the police, and when they showed him, they asked him, he asked them when his hands were in cuffs to cover his eyes for him because he didn't want to look at the victims. Fuck you, but also that's not uncommon to these assholes. Is that they have this video game or fantastical idea of what it's going to be like it's going to be like a movie, and it's not.
At least we now have an FBI that tells the truth about the motivating hatreds so that we can try to understand the pathology and stop its spread.
Yeah, and again, is she going after the Great Replacement theory and the people who push it, like Tucker Carlson and others, for the El Paso shooter who killed 23 people in a fucking El Paso Walmart? 23 fucking people. Way higher body count. Way more personal attack. Went inside. Like this one shot through the windows and killed children while they were praying through stained glass windows. So it wasn't even like they walked in and pulled a Lori Dan, and said, I'm going to teach you guys about death in the room. These kind of that one-to-one fucking creepiness, right? Whereas that's exactly what the El Paso shooter did. And again, can I just say, all of them will take what they think will be a sympathetic standard. Manifestos are now a manipulative way of controlling the narrative after it's over to either protect yourself or lionize yourself with a group of people. But ultimately, the only people who shoot up places like this are egomaniacal assholes who think their grievance is worth more than somebody else's fucking life. And they never, that's why fuck Luigi, fuck this shooter, fuck Crucius and the El Paso shooter, fuck all these people, because it's not about the victims and what they think they're standing up for, or their race or any of that stuff. They just think they deserve the right to kill somebody. And they always end up fucking just, well, it's gross. It's grotesque.
She joins us now. Miranda Devine, New York Post columnist, Fox News contributor.
And abject failure in the Hunter Biden scandal.
Host of the Pod Force One podcast. Miranda, expand a little bit on what you mean by that, how important it was for the FBI to specifically mention that this is an attack on Catholics.
And by the way, go back over all the other ones you ignored until it was a trans-identifying psychopath. It's better to explain why you didn't give a fuck about when they're, attacking synagogues, when you've got a synagogue shooter who, by the way, killed a bunch of fucking, I think, Methodists who were visiting. Again, these people aren't the brightest bulbs, or they would have other solutions. Miranda Devine, please tell us why exactly you didn't give a fuck up till now. And by the way, that's the other thing. They're clamoring for this shit.